YouTube. Surgery, mini tummy tuck surgery day, plus 13 days post-surgery. Tomorrow will be the 14th day. I mean,
I don't know this information at all times.
I just know because I was supposed to go back to work tomorrow and I'm not. So we're on our way to go and see if they're going to take out my tube, my drainage tube, my Jackson Pratt drain that's right at the apex of my leg. Not the apex, the crack. I am wearing a really cute summer dress. Not because I want to be cute for the doctor's office, but because anything other than a dress doesn't really work when you have a drain sticking out at the crack of your leg, where your leg meets your torso. But maybe when we're done, we can bravely go get some breakfast or something. It depends on how much leakage happens when she pulls the drain out. I know I gave you a video once before of the Jackson Pratt drains being pulled out of my body with the mastectomy. I will put a link to that, like maybe at least in the notes below. But I think there's some fancy way in YouTube to do that too. I'm not a super YouTube technological, wonder over here, so I'll see what I can do, but at worst case, it'll be in the notes. I don't think I'm gonna tape what happens today. I was a nervous wreck last time when they messed around with it, and it really made me feel weird and creeped out, and I cried a little bit, and I also freaked my son out.
Quite a bit.
So I don't see him holding my hand and holding the camera and being able to tape or video the process. So trust that she's gonna make me breathe a few times and then she's gonna yank this shit out of my body. And it's gonna be quick and my belly's gonna hurt. I'm gonna be really grossed out. I might cry a little and then it's gonna be done. I'll give you an update once we successfully get through this appointment, or I'll give you this update. YouTube, they left the drain in again, and then I'm gonna be really upset. If I look at my paperwork though, you can see all of those numbers, and so I started off on day 1 with 73 cc's in that one day. The second day, so that one day, keep in mind I didn't go home till the afternoon. The second day was 97 cc's. And then from there it went down, 90, 51, 35, 32, and yesterday was less than 17. So I feel like my body should be able to clear out those 17 cc's of juice from the area. But maybe in 15 minutes I'll be YouTubing you again and talking about how sad I am they left the drain in. I hope that's not the case. I'll let you guys know. Okay. So all I'm saying is that thing was a tapeworm.
It was long as fuck, YouTube.
It's really gross. And the whole stings. Okay, so I'm gonna let you know we took a video. I did not enjoy the process.
Really green shirt.
There's a little extra heavy breathing and some ouch, ouch, and some sting, and all that. So let me forewarn you now, it's not cute, it's not pretty. But I'm gonna insert that video here. So if stuff like that creeps you out, you're gonna need to fast forward past the next black screen.
Right.
It feels shitty, so.
No, a little bit of tugging here because I gotta get that stitch. Oh, actually, I think it's right.
Okay, good.
You're gonna feel me going into the stitch. Alright.
Okay, well, that wasn't bad.
Okay.
It kind of feels sting.
Did
you already pull the stitch?
I know, I just trimmed the stitch. But I'm just
gonna. I feel a sting.
Yeah, it's because it's working.
I don't like that. Are we at breathe yet?
No, I'm still trying to make sure the stitch.
Okay.
You're
stitch.
Ow!
Sorry.
Ow!
It's kind of embedded in there. Sorry. All right, I'm gonna pull out a little bit. All right, there we go. It's kind of stuck on all this muck. Okay, so now we're gonna
It's actually out of you now. Like this.
That sucked.
I'll give you a break for a
Okay,
second.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That really kind of stings.
I know, sorry.
Okay, that stinks.
I'm just gonna put this gauze underneath here. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, last time you told me breathe and exhale and all that. Are we gonna do that?
Yeah, just let me know when you're ready to do that.
I don't know. I'm ready.
Relax.
Is there
Yes,
anything
slow
I
your
can
breathing.
do to sort of should I spread my hips a little? Should I try to be more straight?
No, just relax.
Where's the tube? Is it going this way?
I won't know till I pull it. It looks like it's going that direction, but I honestly couldn't tell you.
I'm gonna try really hard not to look. It is really stinging.
Yeah, I know, it's that stitch, because that stitch was really in there. So why don't we have you take a deep breath and blow out really hard. Blow, 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 blow. That's it.
That was a long.
That was
Yes.
really.
Ooh,
That was really long.
lot.
Yes.
It was really long. You're right.
That was a lot. Where did that go?
It looked like, I don't know if it went central or if it went to like the side. It was kind of hard.
So yes, celebrations. My tube is out. My leg still stings. It feels kind of weird and creepy. I'm really, really glad to have that out, and I'm hoping to sleep in my own bed tonight. Okay, maybe later today I will do all the hotness, what's it look like now, including scars and the whole update breast reconstruction / fixing my tummy hotness. Alright, we'll see you guys then. Okay, so, YouTube, I guess today is finally a day to say, hey, how's it looking? So, first off, I am wearing pants. I mean, I still have my binding on, but I don't have a tube anymore. I'm just super, super excited to be wearing pants today because the drains, it was the thing I was most dreading and the thing I was most looking forward to having change, as in removed. Okay, so what's going to happen is I'm going to kind of give you guys a, hey, what's it look like kind of situation. And we're going to start at the top and work our way down. I do want to point out a couple of things. First off, this blouse to die for. Because it has like sort of a demure, there's my boobs. And I really do like the ones that the doctor gave me. In addition, kind of like, whoa, she's not so... Right? There's actually boobs and belly, and the belly's pretty flat. And, oh, by the way, less ripples. There are still, believe it or not, there's some weird shape going on right now that I hope will improve over time. Some of that's going to be swelling. Some of that's going to be the scar tissue itself. I'm going to take my shirt off and kind of have my nipples covered up. My nipples are just nipples, and so there's no point in making two versions of this video. So I'm going to give you one shot with my nipples covered for simplicity's sake. And then we'll kind of talk about how's this look and what's the armpit and, you know, scars underneath. And here I am. 2 years and a week. 2 years and a week-ish post-op bilateral mastectomy. And then kind of what reconstruction looks like down below, right? So give me 1 second. Okay, the first thing I wanted to start with, and I am covered up right now, but I will show you guys in a second. I wanted to start with, what do I look like in a bra? Because I don't think enough people talk about the difference between what doctors want and what we want as patients. So a doctor's goal when you've had a mastectomy is so that you look decent in clothes. And so I just wanted to like kind of, hey, this is what I look like in a bra. I am I think this is a 38, but it might actually be a 40D. And I'm super happy. So this is 800cc silicone round implant above the muscle, and I am a 40, I think. I'll have to look, but I think I'm a 40D. And it looks great in a bra, and no one could tell if you actually looked at me with even with my bra on. If I was wearing a bikini, you really can't tell it. I think she had a mastectomy. I just really do feel like it's like incognito, and I love that about my surgery.
Again, this is 2 years later, and a few fat transfers, and right, so it wasn't just some basic reconstruction. Okay, so now I'm going to take my bra off and we'll keep going. Okay, so here we are, nipples covered. This is what I look like 2 years after my bilateral mastectomy with reconstruction. Imperfect, I think, like most boobs. This boob feels like it has a flat bottom on it. I asked the doctor, why does it seem like this one's sitting on a table? I don't understand what happened with the sling here. And it's also a little bit flatter on the top. I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't know why. This one is rounded. It feels more like a boob. It looks like my old boobs used to, except bigger. So it's kind of weirding me out that they're not exactly the same as each other. Like this one needs a little bit more, or this one needs to be more normal. Feeling wise, right here is the line on that breast, right about here on this breast. And it's not that I can't feel after that, but it feels like a dull, almost like, if you ever had stitches where your skin can't really quite feel the same, it feels weird and ticklish. And then on the side here, it's actually right here, really close to the center. And right about here. So my inside is not that much. And on the outside, it's right about here. That one kind of hurts, actually. It's right about there. And underneath, nothing. All the way up to my nipples. So that kind of gives you a sense of what my sensation is about. Okay, so as usual, we'll start here. I don't know if you guys can even see. My scar is almost invisible now from where they cut into my armpit. I don't have pain, but I do sometimes have swelling, usually when I'm PMSing, and that swelling goes away at the end of the, at the end of my cycle. So I do think it's like a little bit of breast material in my armpit. And then otherwise it doesn't really bother me. Occasionally some cording in that arm still does bother me, but not very often and not as bad as it was at the beginning. Okay, I don't even remember where the scars are from when my tubes were in my body. So I feel like they're back here somewhere. And then you can see my scar underneath, also almost invisible. Really, really healing up pretty well. And all the way around. See how they can see like a little... I can see her body implant. I don't think you can hope for better than that, though. I mean, let's be honest. And then otherwise, the scars are pretty much healed. We're 2 years in. And on this side, same scenario. I think I can feel one of the marks there, but maybe that's a mole. Like, I really don't know. And then again, and then you can see there's still some rippling here. But that's the one that we put fat on it twice, and it just is not going to get better. The fat just does not want to stay on top of that breast, so we're not going to leave it there. I'm just not going to... I went ahead and fixed my belly, and if it really bothers me later, then I guess we can take some fat from my thighs, question mark. But for now, I'm just going to leave it with the ripples. And then the scar underneath, again, almost gone. We are 2 years in, and it's great. On the top here... Right here, there is like a hard spot of like where the fat hardened after he did the second injection. And then otherwise you can see the needle marks and the bruising and all the things that happen when you get fat transfer. That's all gone at the top. So really the scars of the breast are healing up really nicely. Okay, the next thing will be my belly. And of course, this is a way different timeline. I am 2 weeks exactly. 2 weeks ago today, I was just coming home from the hospital. It is August 2nd right now, and I had surgery exactly 2 weeks ago today. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and take off my binding and kind of give you a sense of what this looks like, in as much as I can without being ridiculous of, how much do I show. So give me 1 second to take my binding off. Okay, so I've taken my binding off. I'm going to step back, but then I'm also going to try to pick you guys up. I think it's better if I bring it down lower. So I may do this a couple of times. I don't know how much I can show you without having to do post-editing, so it's a lot easier to do that with pictures. So I'll do what I can right now. So first I want to show you what I look like bent over. So give me 1 second, I'll pick up the phone. Okay, so now you're down on the countertop. And you can see here bent over, that's way, way different than it was. So I'm a huge fan of the bent over look. There is still, I don't know if you can see it from there, but there's like a track, hold on, where the scar is where he cut me, right? So right here, there's like a, she has no belly, it's flat, and then there's like a weird track. I assume that as the scar heals, that's not going to be a problem. Okay, so let me stand up. Okay, so this Band-Aid right here is where the drainage tube was, so that's all that is. And then this is my scar healing from the surgery. I am really happy so far, considering there is still going to be some swelling. The lines that you see on my body, this one right here is literally because my bra is an underwire. And then the lines down here, any lines that you see here are going to be related to wearing that binding. I expect to wear the binding for like 6 months or something. Some ridiculous amount of time. And that's literally just to ensure the success of the mini tummy tuck that he did. So I'll bring you a little bit closer and let you have a look at the scar line itself. So he cut me from this hip, literally all the way down. I had a tattoo here. He did a good job like protecting the tattoo. And across my belly and up. It's literally hip to hip. So I feel like he did a great job. I'm super, super happy with my results. And I can't even wait to see what I'm going to look like. It's like 7 months from now, I'm probably going to be like, damn! Especially if I get my eat and exercise on correctly. I am not exercising right now. At least not abs. Like, I'm walking, but I'm not doing anything ridiculous because I definitely still have to walk hunched over a little bit. And in fact, I can feel the tugging even now, 2 weeks later. So I sort of keep my belly like kind of tucked in. I'm sort of getting the hang of this hunched walk, but I'm still not a fan. Okay, let me get dressed again. Okay, so that's it. That is bilateral mastectomy, 2 years. 2 years later, with some obviously reconstruction in between there. It is above the muscle with silicone implants, 800 cc's, on a woman who has a wide rib cage. And then a mini tummy tuck 2 weeks in, exactly 2 weeks ago, and with my tube just removed yesterday. My drainage tube was just removed yesterday. So there it is. That's where I am on August 2nd, 2 years after my bilateral mastectomy and breast reconstruction. So I want to thank you guys for watching. I will post this soon, and then I'll just keep on keeping on. And then, of course, as usual, subscribe if you'd like to keep on keeping up. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.